to Division 4
ladies and gentlemen.
Zoom Racing League here at the Temple of Speed Monza. We're at round 7, and I'm joined in the commentary booth with Nathan Doan. Let's go ahead and look at the driver standings right now. If you want to actually break that down for us, Nathan, go ahead.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh, hold on, that's Division 2, my bad. Let me look at it. Alright, so the two Ferrari favorites in Monza, Rigref and Labib, are leading the championship. It's Rigref from Labib, a good 51 point lead for Rigref, so not too much to worry about for him. Then we have Condor the Fox in the Aston Martin 3rd position, and Florida in the Alpine 4th. Then we have Ben in the Haas, Shutter in the Mercedes, Aaron G in the Alfa Romeo, and Christian Cummins in the Red Bull. And it looks like, yeah, Adele. So Adele is a kind of a new driver to the league, right? He hasn't done the first 2 rounds, but still he's only 9th, so good performance so far. And then I guess 10th is Max Verstappen. So that is the top 10 of the standings, but everyone in the bottom 10, I'm wondering what they can do here to try and get themselves out of the bottom 10 of the standings.
Yeah, and especially looking at like Max Verstappen and Adao, they only have really 3 races in, and they're sitting in the middle of the standing. So I think we can see a good performance from them today. So let's go ahead and hop in the in qualifying right now. If we can get that going. There we go. So yeah, what are the results you're looking at today? First, we're at short qualifying here, 18 minutes to set the fastest lap. Of course, Rigref I think is the favorite for the crowd, especially being at Italy, and it's a home race for them. Other than Rigref, who are you thinking can challenge him for pole today?
Well, I'm thinking maybe Labib, his Ferrari teammate always wants to outperform his teammate, but other than that, it's hard to say. Condor the Fox is fast, but not particularly in qualifying, just more in race pace and recovering. But yeah, other than that, I think it might just be the 2 Ferraris going at it for pole today.
Yeah, and we just got news saying that there's going to be rain at the end of the race, so maybe we'll see a couple setup changes, but I really doubt, because just having a good dry setup around here is going to be more beneficial than just putting any wing, because I'm pretty sure the setups that everyone's running here is 0-0 wings.
I mean, yeah, if you try to add too much wing just for a little bit of rain at the end of the race, you're going to suffer in qualifying the race. You're just going to get blitzed past in the straight. So I think everyone will stay with the dry setups, and maybe in the pit stop, if they feel like it's necessary, add a little bit of front wing. But yeah, other than that, 0-0, one of the only 0-0 tracks on this game.
Yeah. Right now we see the Red Bull of Dr. So Good on the first lap. We'll see what kind of time he can set. See if we can pull up some telemetry here. Oops, there we go. So he had a pretty clean sector 1, keeping it within the tracks. This is a really easy track to invalidate in, so I'm seeing he's actually quite generous on the track limits, not really running wide on the curbs. But yeah, these are just your first banker laps anyway, so might as well put up a time.
Yes, I'm looking at Labib now. We just talked about him and how fast he might be in qualifying. It looks like he's just going steady, like you said, being very cautious about the track limits, not trying to invalidate a first lap, get rid of those tires. But so far, it looks like a particularly clean lap. I'm wondering what he can do here, and if he can maybe get provisional pole, I guess you could say here.
Right. So Dr. So Good right as he crosses the line, he puts a 20.4. I think that's actually a pretty decent first lap, especially in D4.
Yeah, pretty quick.
See what he can put down.
He's actually invalidated the lap.
Oh yeah, you're right. And he's gonna head into the pits.
Yeah, I saw going through Ascari, he just made a pretty big error, went very wide, and wouldn't have helped his lap time anyway.
Oh, and we have a retirement. Big Bro is retired from qualifying. See if we can hop on a driver near them. I don't think so.
Oh yeah. So from looking at the camera on Connor the Fox, it looks like he took a very hefty hit into the wall because I think even both of his front wheels were broken off and his front wing is obviously not there, but I didn't think it'd be possible to have that big of a shunt into that corner.
Yeah, must have just got, I think, rode a little bit too much curb out of Lesbo 1 and probably just lost the rear and went into the wall. But I was on board Electric Potato. He was on a lap, and then looks like he invalidated coming into the Parabolica, and he went into the pits. Let's see who else is on the lap.
Yeah, right now I'm on board with El Padrone and the Alpine. He's going through almost the Parabolica right now. See what kind of lap he can put in. Yeah. Wonder if we'll break the 19s today. Wouldn't that be exciting?
I think we'll see. I think we'll see as the track ramps up. I think we will see some 19s come in as El Padrone puts in a 123 and slots himself into P7. But of course, a lot of drivers haven't set a lap yet. Rigraph actually just started this lap, so we'll come back to him to see what kind of lap he can set.
Just having a bunch of yellows right now for cars letting each other by.
Right.
Looks pretty normal. Most drivers have put their lap out already, so they will be coming back into the pits. But we do have a few cars on the flying lap.
A Dow right now about to set a lap, and he goes P2.
P2, 120.710. Pretty good, honestly. But I honestly think Rigraph will be able to do something a lot better. I think he'll be the first one to break the 19s, but that's just my prediction.
Yeah, so let's see. He's in sector 2 right now. I'm gonna be looking at the track map to see if it's gonna go highlight yellow and through that sector to see if he's on a really fast one here.
Yeah, see if he can.
It looks like he definitely went purple through the sector 2. Takes Ascari pretty well and pretty cautiously, not trying. It's really easy to spin out in Ascari.
Yeah, if you get on those curbs there, they'll just unsettle the car way too much and you'll find yourself into the wall. But yeah, taking a nice line through Parabolica, let's see what he can do. Whoa, 121.0.
Not the lap we expected from Rigraph, the championship leader.
I'm sure it'll get it into him, but yeah, it looks like his Ferrari teammate is just going to sector 1 now. There is an Alfa Romeo around, maybe.
Really generous on the curves. It'll be usually people will ride that, like pretty much mount the whole first corner coming into that chicane. But he took his line so that he dodges both the curves.
Yeah, it looks like the rear is starting to step out from him. It looks in Lesmo too, he really had to cut across the track to keep it straight. But Ascari, a little bit more aggressive than his teammate.
Yeah.
Don't think it'll gain him too much lap time, but we do have some traffic, so hopefully nothing comes from that.
I think he's trying to gain a little bit of a slipstream from the traffic ahead, but they move out of the way nicely.
Here he comes, taking pretty similar line to his teammate. What can it be? Can it be a 19? Ooh, it could not. It's another 120.
Another 21. Yeah. So, two Ferraris kind of off their regular pace as he flies through turn 1 and 2 to get to the pits quicker. But yeah, Hokage Roldi I think is about to finish a lap. Never mind, he's going back into the pits. So I think that's like the first round of laps done.
Yeah, that's kind of the cycle of qualifying, isn't it? It's a bunch of laps for a moment, then the drivers switch their tires, get ready, give themselves a little pep talk before they go on another lap, and yeah, just see what happens. Let's see. Looks like we have. That's a bit weird.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm looking at the McLaren, and it looks like we have an Alpine around, or.
I think Alpine went just tried to get out of the way and went straight onto the runoff in turns 1 and 2. But yeah, Clarx, he had a huge lockup into turn 1. Definitely lost him a lot of time. But he hits purple sector 1 though, so maybe he didn't lose a lot of time. We'll see what kind of kind of lap time you can put up.
Yeah, but then again, this game is known for having some purple sector glitches.
That is true. It could be like a personal purple sector. I know that can happen sometimes.
Yeah, unless he does it in Sector 2. He does. Are we in danger here from the McLaren of Clark's?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll see. We'll see what kind of a lap time he puts up. But he took all those pretty well. No traffic
Yeah,
ahead of him.
going very cleanly right now. See what it can be. Ooh, P2.
P2 shy by 2/10, and yeah, he puts his McLaren up in a pretty good position. Maybe he's included in this pole position shootout as the session keeps going.
Yeah, before the session started, I was actually asking myself, who is Dr. So Good? Who is our provisional pole so far? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I
but
think this might
they're
be a
pretty
new
hard.
driver.
Ooh,
I don't know either.
Arrow just gone P2, 1 millisecond behind Dr. So Good, so maybe there is a fight on our hands for pole position here.
Right. I'm on board with Florida right now, and it's on a decent lap. I'm pretty sure right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Alpine driver, so I'm obviously rooting for him, but the past few races have been a little disappointing.
Oh,
Not
another
necessar-
McLaren or another Mercedes is out of the session.
Oh, interesting. And they're
It's
in the
like-
wall out of Ascari.
Yeah, Ascari. Yeah, he must have just lost it coming out of Ascari and just spinned it in the wall. That's going to be a disappointing start to the race for Mercedes. They've got a lot of positions to make up.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they could do it though.
Now,
With
Florida
George
took a
Floyd
very
put it-
interesting line in Parabolica. It took it really tight,
Yeah,
pretty
personally,
much all the way in the inside.
I would have opened up a little bit just to get some more speed going out to the straight, but
Right.
he did gain a couple of positions from that, so I guess maybe he knows something we don't. But it looks like Labib is just going to the line now to start his fine lap. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm on Mac Verstappen. He's just come out of Sector 2, and he got a purple Sector 2, so I think we're about to see a big improvement from him too for the Red Bull team.
Mac Verstappen is a cool guy, but I haven't seen any pole positions yet. Can he prove me wrong here? See what he can do.
Oh,
P8.
He pulls up to P8. I think he's lost a bit of time in Sector 3 there. But I mean, every point matters, especially right now. If you take a look at a combined constructors, it's very close between Red Bull and Ferrari. Of course, in the D4 standings, they're not really that close to each other. Ferrari have been pretty dominant in D4, but in other divisions, when you combine them, every point that D4 is scoring is points towards the combined constructor championship. So I'm pretty sure Red Bull wants their D4 drivers to do good too this race.
Yeah, two teams looking very well today are Arrow and Ben. I messed that up. It's Aston Martin and Haas. Very
Yeah.
consistent positions in the top 10. So, yeah, I'm very, very interested to see what happens into turn 1 because P8 to around P11, I'd say, is the danger zone for turn 1 because you have the people ahead of you that can make mistakes, you have the people behind you that make the mistakes, or it's just you that makes the mistakes. So hopefully we don't see any carnage, but you can never say never.
Right. So right now I'm on board with Rigraff, who usually is at the pole position like fights. But right now he's sitting in 9th place, not usually where he starts. And he's coming through the last corner, and he's gonna head into the pits. I guess he was not improving. And,
Yeah, very interesting.
He's gonna risk it all on the last lap of qualifying for himself.
Yeah, as will his Ferrari teammate. Both Ferraris going into the pits on their second flying lap. So this will shake things up a bit, make us a bit more excited for the end of qualifying. But so far, Dr. So Good, never heard of him. P1, 120.2. Good showing.
Yeah.
Good showing so far.
I wouldn't say he's like some of the D2 level racers that we've had reserve at D4, and they win the entire race. But he's putting up a really good fight and keeping it really close at for this pole position. As I think right now, El Padron is on final flying lap. Um, so let's stay on board with him and see what kind of a lap he can put down.
Yeah, it looks like he's running a very low downforce setup. I saw a crazy number that happened that he displayed on the main straight that was 215 miles per hour. So
Wow.
I just don't know what to say about that. Alpine may be running a lower downforce setup than you think, but let's see if it will affect anything in the race.
Well,
And
I could
here
be
in
wrong here.
qualifying.
He could be on his in lap because he doesn't have a lot of ERS remaining.
I mean, I
So,
didn't see him improve too much, so
yeah, definitely. I think he's backed off there. So I don't think he's on a hot lap.
we'll have to find out soon. But the two Haas's right now are on their flying laps, both in Sector 1. Very nice. Um, so into the second chicane, I think it's called Della Roccia, but I think there's been talks about a bug where if you set your frames per second to 60, you can cut that curb a
Yeah,
little bit
a
more than you
lot.
would be able
I
to.
think I've been testing it myself. If you have it on higher FPS, you launch yourself to the moon. But if you have it set on 60 FPS, you pretty much ride the curb like it doesn't really exist. Well, I wouldn't say that. You still get a little bumpy coming out of it, but it's a lot better than if it was on a higher refresh rate, which I think is patched for esports drivers, but it hasn't yet come out to the normal release that everyone else has.
Yeah, interesting to see if maybe any drivers are using that to get a good advantage, but I don't think the stewards will be doing anything about it because it is
No.
a bug in the game. It's not anyone's
Yeah.
fault.
I think
It just
everyone should know about it, as we had a little bit of a incident almost happen in the exit of pit lane. But I think everyone should know about it, so it's there for everyone to exploit. But we'll see if any drivers are actually using it. Like I've been seeing a lot of people not taking the curb through that chicane, and dodging it, which would be the actual racing line if you were supposed to take the curb the way it is.
Yeah, I was looking at the two Haas's throughout their entire laps, and Ben did not improve, and Junior had a spin coming out of Parabolica, so that will probably be the end of the qualifying for them. So,
Yeah, I think
let's
so.
just hope that they don't drop too many positions, at least for their sake.
Yeah, so let's go on board. So Clark's is actually invalidated, so he's not going to be able to improve anymore. Air right now has started his final flying lap. So we'll get back to him. We'll see if anyone is finishing a lap right now. Ben is done. Ben is out of battery. He's going to go back into the pits. Mac Verstappen also starting his lap. A lot of people are actually just starting the laps right now.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I think we're gonna be on board Arrow. I think he's the leading driver right now. Or is it Daft Punk? It might be Daft Punk.
Yeah, Arrow definitely does have the 60 FPS on because I just saw him and he did not care about that curb at all. He just took the line and
Right.
it is what it is. But actually, I didn't even know how that happened, but Ben has moved himself up into P3.
Oh wow. So I think he just did the lap on zero battery. So that's a good lap for considering he was under 10% a lot of the lap. Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. So Okage Roldi, El Padron, they finished their laps. We're gonna see. I think Arrow's about to finish his lap. Yeah, he's surrounding. Oh no, he's coming to the pits. I think he's done.
Yep, that would be the end of it. Let's see. I think Labib is coming to the line soon.
Yeah. So
Is
I'm
Ferrari
on the
favorite.
other Red Bull, Mac Verstappen. He's coming into the pits. He's not improving anymore. Condor Fox is going towards the line. He doesn't improve. Just barely goes under.
Labib
Labib
to
coming
the
to the
line.
line. Labib improves by 2 tenths, moves himself
Hey.
up to 8th place. Um, let's see, who else do we got? I think we only have Rigraf.
Regraph coming towards Parabolica now, so this will be crucial for his race because he's P10 right now in that danger zone. Let's see if he can improve at all.
Yeah. Electric Potato doesn't improve, stays P18, and
P5.
moves up to P5. And honestly, that's a good recovery considering where he was. P5 is a much better place to start the race than P10, especially into turn one into this in this race. But I think that is everyone's laps and they're done. So this is our starting grid. Doctor So Good. This is the first time I'm seeing him, so I'm gonna say this is his debut for Zoom Racing League. So he starts on pole position here at Monza. Probably one of the tracks where pole positions maybe is not as much of an advantage as it would be. But yeah, he gets to start on front row with Clark's in the McLaren. It has a really good showing too. Ben put up a pretty good lap, and those are your top three.
Yeah, I mean, to put in a lap like that on your debut, I guess, you take it pole position, that's a great advantage. But in the
You know who
race,
Doctor So Good is? It's Christian.
Christian Cummins?
Yeah, that makes more sense now.
Oh. Well, that would explain it. Fast lap, Christian Cummins. But I was thinking, I remember in the 2021 real life race, so P1 just got absolutely smoked by P2. It was Verstappen on Ricardo.
Right.
Because the inside line is given to P2 actually, so even if they get an okay launch and, you know, even get that rear wing to the rear left and the rear right, but that could be a dive bomb for the lead into turn one. So I'm just wondering what kind of things we'll be seeing and what can we expect.
Yeah, another thing to look at too is who's actually running a really low downforce, trying to get a better overtaking opportunity, because these straight lines here at Monza, that's the only place to overtake, honestly. And yeah, I mean, we don't know how many people here have a better race setup than a quali setup. So we'll see if we see any big position changes through the race.
Yeah, I mean, the Alpine's definitely running a low downforce setup. 215 was the number, but I'm wondering, you know, how effective will that be if they can't get close in the corners? Because corners are important as much as straights are, so need to be kind of balanced with the setup actually.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, how bad do you think turn one will be in D4?
I'm thinking 3 cars will at least suffer some front wing damage.
I'm definitely saying. Oh, I think there will be quite a few cars going into the pits at the end of lap one. I don't know if we'll see a safety car. I don't think we will. Hopefully these drivers know to just brake a little earlier than they've been practicing. Let's say on time trials or anywhere. But
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what kind of tire strategies will come up. As
Yeah.
I think we'll see. Yeah, let's take a look.
But 19 drivers could get it all right, but one driver could, you know, just brake a little bit too late and run
Yeah,
into everyone.
and a
So
domino effect would happen.
top 2 on the hard tire, Ben on the medium, then it's Arrow hard tire, Rigraff medium, Condor the Fox hard, then 7th and 8th are on mediums, and then it's 9th to 11th hard tire, and then Florida on the mediums, Kage on the hards, El Patron on the mediums, and then yeah, 3 more mediums, 2 more mediums, 3 more hards, and then 1 last hard runner at the back of the pack. So let's see just how much of an advantage, you know, maybe the medium runners can get on the hard runners at the start.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the medium runners are actually trying to gamble here. And we know that there's rain at the end of towards the end of the race. Maybe they're going to try to extend this medium tire all the way till it starts raining. Definitely a hard tire will probably make it. I don't know quite when, what lap the clouds will start rolling in and the rain starts to drizzle all over the track. But I'm pretty sure the medium idea is try to get as many positions at the start and just try to save the tire till it starts racing or raining.
Yeah, with the mediums, I wasn't even sure if they would last like around 16 laps. So depending on when these clouds come in, I'm guessing like near the end of the race, probably lap 23 or something like that. I don't think they'll be able to make it. So what I would do honestly is go on the mediums, do a normal pit stop, but pit onto the soft tire and just wait
Right.
until the rain comes because you have all that soft tire advantage until then.
Yeah. So they're making their way around, or at least the Christian Cummins is making his way around the final corner, warming up the tires. We finally get off of the broadcasting mode for formation lap because they fixed the bug where the tire temperatures were not up to temperature. They start on 70 degrees Celsius. But now you can manually warm up your tires. But Christian gets to this grid slot really quickly. I don't really know if it affects it that much. Like, I don't really know if it cools down your tires. Um, but yeah, he raced to his grid slot. Everyone's lining up now. Big Ale Bro all the way at the end. Oh, we have a disqualification
Nah, they'll
for
come back to
Arrow.
the race.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the race, but I think he might have cold tires on the start, so that could prove to be a little tricky for everyone behind.
I think for the start, I'm gonna go on board with Ben just to see what kind of goes on. You can stick with the broadcast, but let's just see what happens as the lights go out. It's 5 lights, and 5 lights are out, and away we go down to turn 1. And Ben does get a good start. Dr. So Good, maybe not, and it's Red Bull
Oh, it's
and
already
McLaren.
5 wide.
Ooh. And Rigraff actually, arrows into P1. This is so far so clean.
Yeah, Arrow went all the way to P1. I guess he doesn't have cold tires because he's already gapping everyone else by a second.
What an absolutely crazy start. As we do have someone spinning it is El Padron. I think he might have had some contact maybe, but yeah, so far it's Arrow from Christian Cummins to Rigraff in the Ferrari making up good positions at the start, then Ben, and then Max Verstappen is around in the Delaroche chicane along with, I think that might be Daft Punk, but it is what it is, and a lot of positions changing around right now. I can't keep up with all of this, so I'm going to leave it to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the front row didn't get that good of a start. Like, Clarks, who started on P2, moved on to P8. Don't know if he has damage, but yeah, Arrow and Rick Raff had great starts. I guess they dodged a lot of the carnage that happened into turn 1. They're sitting in P1, P3. It looks like Rick Raff is really ready to get past Christian Cummins and start chasing that Arrow. He's actually down the inside coming out of Parabolica. It looks like he's got maybe matching his top speed, but he's got that inside line into turn 1, which might prove to be an advantage for him.
Yeah, he is not waiting any longer. He wants to impress these Ferrari fans, just see what he can do, and he actually goes onto the gravel. He will lose a position to a Dow for that, but he tried, so respect to him.
Yeah, and Junior is also going to try to get past Rick Graff, and he does, going into the Del Raggio chicane. I'll apologize for saying it wrong. But yeah, Rick Graff back to where he started the race in P5.
Yeah, a lot of changing positions so far, as I think one of the Alfa Romeos spun around actually into turn 1 and 2, so yeah, so far it looks like the action has died down a little bit, but that does not mean that cars are not close to one another, as it looks like we have a great scrap between many cars.
Yeah, right now on Max Verstappen, and he just overtakes Florida down the straight and into Ascari. It looks like he's made the move done. And he's on the chase towards Siggy.
Ooh, we have someone around, that is Bibri in Ascari in the Williams, so that is another spinner in Ascari, and Arrow is leading by 2 seconds, so good performance from him.
Yeah, Arrow's doing a great job right now. He's already breaking away from the DRS, and everyone behind. There's going to be a DRS train starting from Christian Cummins and all the way up to, I think, Ben. Actually, no, a lot of drivers I think are within that DRS train. But
Ooh, looks like
I think maybe he just broke it.
No, Adao made a mistake. I think he's dropped 2 positions, and that is, looks like Kokage Roldi around into turn 1. But yeah, Adao made a mistake, and now Rigraff is all over. Actually, no, he's not. He is getting close to the back of Junior for the final podium position, but it looks like Gibbs made the move stick behind Condor the Fox, so right now he is making up positions. Let's actually see what kind of position changes we are looking at for the entire field.
Yeah, let me pull that up too. There we go. Yeah, I mean, big movers. Junior all the way up to P3 now. Moved up 5 positions. Gibbs moved up 4 positions. Clark's, of course, started in P2, moved down to 8th position. Lost 6 spots in that, but everyone jumping 1 or 2 spots up and down. Arrow, of course, what a great start. I mean, he jumped 3 positions and now has already pulled a 1.7 second lead over Christian Cummins.
Yeah, and another good start is Big Elbra, the Mercedes that retired at the start of qualifying. He started P20, now he's up to P14, so good performance so far from the Mercedes. Siggy has also made up many positions, and Dow makes moves stick around the outside of Junior, so maybe Junior will fight back, but so far so good.
Yeah, Junior actually had a huge lockup into turn 1. That allowed Rigraff and Dow to get in front of him, and he's dropped, just one mistake. He's dropped 2 positions there.
Yeah, but still, Arrow is 2.4 seconds ahead, so Rigraff will be chasing for P2, and then he'll have a lot.
And Junior spun. But it looks like his wing is gone, but his tires stay on the car, so he hasn't DNF'd, but yeah, Junior just took a little bit too much curb coming out of Lesmo 2.
And that's a Ferrari.
And the Labib.
That's Labib. Labib! He's around in Lesmo 2. Maybe he got distracted, but no.
Yeah,
that is...
Ferrari fans in pain right now. I'm a Ferrari driver, so I'm pretty sad looking at this. Labib has been working pretty hard. And we do have a safety car. Now, is it safety car or virtual?
Full safety. Full safety car.
Wow.
Interesting.
So, I really don't know what to do. I don't know what these drivers are going to plan on doing for strategy. Do you just stay on the tires you're on? I think the medium tires maybe will think about doing something, but I honestly, it's too early. I feel like you lose a ton of positions.
I think it's a bit too early unless you have a huge gap to the car behind, which at the moment would only be Florida, but it wouldn't make
people picking up
sense
drive-through
anyway.
penalties right now. Let's see. I think there are 2 drive-through penalties out right now.
Yeah,
looking at the wrong-
no, just one electric potato.
Yeah, so
but
just 1 drive-through penalty. Oh, it's disqualified.
Disqualified from the session.
Wow, I think that might be one of that. I think there's a certain bug that happens where that's really unfortunate.
Yeah. He's just got another drive-through penalty, so yeah, I just have to say that has to be a bug, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The yellow flags are so hard to judge, like with the Delta, because sometimes it can be, you're 7/10 clear, you're doing fine, and then it goes to under like 3 seconds under the Delta, so you need to basically just full stop on the track, and everyone has to wait behind you.
Yeah. So Rigraff back in P3. Yeah, I mean this is what the end of lap 1 looked like, I think. But yeah, unfortunate for Junior. He had a really good start. Down in P18 and Labib in P19.
Yeah.
Everyone's. Sorry, go ahead.
Everyone's a Ferrari fan, everyone's a Labib fan,
Yeah.
but unfortunately it's gone wrong for both parties.
Yeah, at least one Ferrari is still in the top 3. Oh, as a McLaren is around, Daft Punk spun out under safety car.
He's pretty far back already though, so he just has to catch up.
I think he might have some front wing damage, however, so he might have to pit.
Looks fine to me when he went past the cameras, but
Yeah.
hard to tell sometimes.
So this helps the medium runners a little bit, I think, especially when the rain kicks in at some point. I do see like clouds are rolling in a little bit. It's a little less sunshine than it was at the start of the race, but
Maybe heading
it's still
overcast weather.
it's still a little bit too early. I think I'm guessing it's gonna be around lap 20 or just before lap 20.
Yeah, that will make some excitement happen, but so far it's just trying to catch up to this. Ooh, hold on, is that?
I think I saw Florida have an incident. Or
Yeah, Florida, Big L, bro, just either stopped completely, had a huge moment. I'm not really sure what happened.
Big Gilbro is slowing down to try to. Yeah, Miguel Bro got a penalty. I don't know if he had a penalty before, but
He had a penalty before, so I don't think anything mischievous had happened there. But safety car should be in this lap, given that Daft Punk can catch up in time.
right. Yeah, we'll see the safety car restart for Big L Bro, or sorry, not Big L Bro, Christian Cummins. He's gonna try to get a good restart happen here. Let's see if safety car's in. I haven't gotten any notifications.
It is not in yet, but I know this game is silly. It has happened before, so maybe, safety car comes in very late, but I think it's a bit just too late now because Daft Punk still hasn't gotten up.
Yeah, I
Unless-
think we're gonna do one more lap. Oh, never mind.
In this lap.
In this lap.
Holy, that's what I was talking about.
That was a very, very late safety car notification there.
Yeah, Burt Mylander does a little trolling in round 7 of the championship, but let's see what kind of restarts we can get here. And Arrow goes
Gets a
off.
good
He's-
restart.
Yeah, good restart, but Dr. So Good has and Christian Cummins. And Florida, it looks like he had a moment or something, but down the inside, maybe? No. Wait, what's happening here? It doesn't matter because still positions are being changed, and Adal is making a move on Rigraff and decides to think better of it. And there's a huge incident in the back. That was almost the whole top 10, and there's a car into the wall. It's a Williams. Very sad. But maybe just after the safety car restart, we've seen some shenanigans happen here.
Yeah, I just saw Florida pit onto softs.
Yeah, I was confused about that too. Maybe he thought that safety car wasn't in, but I would think that too if I was a racing driver.
Alright, well, not huge position changes yet. There were a couple spins at the beginning. Rigraff still in third place, is actually really close to Christian Cummins. He might be going for a move, but Arrow already pulled out a 1.2 second lead. And he's doing a little bit of weaving on the straight. It might have been a little too aggressive weaving because he's actually lost a little bit of time.
Weaving is weaving. Whatever you can do to break the toe in the tempo of speed, but breaking the toe is something that Christian Cummins has to do. 3/10 is the gap, and it's closing very, very quickly to Rigraff, and Rigraff is definitely going to get past here. I think.
Rigraff is using some battery power here. He's gonna claim the inside line. Brakes really late. Oh, outbrakes himself a lot.
Oh,
And he's on the
Rigraff
grass.
Yeah, he's on the grass. Yeah, I was looking at the. Oh, actually, Adal's been pushed wide by Christian Cummins, maybe getting a little too hot on the nerves, but it is what it is. And I was looking at the top speeds between Rigraff and Dr. So Good, and 208 on the Red Bull and 213 on the Ferrari. So
Yeah.
very different setups here.
Now I wonder if that was because maybe Rigraff was using a bit of energy to try to make that overtake, but I'm not sure if Christian was using it to defend.
Yeah, but Christian still has to defend because the Dow is right on his tail.
Right.
And look how dark the clouds have gone. Maybe it
Yeah.
will come earlier than expected.
Yeah, it is getting darker and darker every lap goes by. Condor the Fox actually makes a I just start viewing him, commentator's curse kicked in and he spun coming out of a Ascari. I'm sorry,
But
dude.
look at Labib though. He's so quick. He's in P9 from what was P I don't know, 19.
Oh, Rigraff is around.
Oh, Rigraff. The Ferrari championship leader is around, and it's Ferrari shambles once again. We've seen it all year in real life. And yeah, he's just stuck in the wall. Oh, and it looks like Daft Punk is just spun around in sympathy for him. Telling him and
Clark's
showcase.
tried to dive Labib, misses the brakes or misses the corner completely. He has to go through the runoff, and he loses a lot of time. That was about to be a very big accident. It's a good thing he moved out of the way.
Rigraff into the pits. But I was looking at that incident in Parabolica. It was actually 3 cars spun in the same corner, so I'm wondering if maybe the track is just getting a little bit damp now. Maybe it isn't, and
Maybe
people are
it's
just
been
spinning.
colder. Yeah. Well, see what kind of battles are happening throughout the field. Bebry is within half a tenth, but now it's starting to extend a little bit. Florida, who pitted on the soft tires, Is just sitting in 15th place now. And I think he's just gonna keep going till it starts raining on these tires. And it looks like it's gonna be soon. Like it's getting darker, and it looks like it's getting more humid. But that could just be like weird graphics.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting better though for Labib. He's made a move on El Padrone around the outside through Ascari. Had to go out a bit wide, but it is what it is. So Labib making up big positions, and it looks like we have another spinner or incident in the Delarogia chicane. But El Padrone might be able to fight Labib back. Isn't
Yeah.
fast enough on the straight.
That's what I was really surprised about. I didn't know with DRS you could not be faster than the guy ahead. Labib must be running a very high.
Oh, I'm seeing some rain coming down. The rain has started and the clouds have, yeah.
Oh well,
I'm
this
seeing
is.
some.
Oh yeah, I am seeing. I saw a big old water droplet falling on the camera. So this actually works out really well for the medium tires, I guess. But yeah, now everyone's just gonna look for that perfect moment to go into pits and get on the intermediate tires.
Yeah, I think Labib could be a big winner here in terms of strategy if he just goes in a bit early. But then again, he is on the Ferrari. He is on the strategic master class team, so
Right. I think they're actually gonna pit on the soft tires.
yeah, that or the hards.
Yeah.
But it looks like actually Rigraph came into the pitch. Came in a bit too early for inners, but I don't know what he's on right now, so I'm gonna check.
He's coming out of the pits on inners.
He's on inter.
I think it's too early, but actually we'll see. I've seen rain really pick up in one lap.
But DRS has disabled Arrow. I think he was the race leader, is into the pits, and I think it's some time to change tires.
It's starting to rain. You can visibly see the drops more now. It's drizzling. Let's see. These drivers aren't driving. Actually, no, they are. They're still. Yeah, they're lifting a little bit through. Was it turn 3? I guess.
Yeah, and DRS is disabled, so that is a definite sign that rain is here and it's here to stay for a while at least. We have a lot of penalties actually coming in right now. I saw a 10-second, I saw a 5-second. What's going on in the pits right now?
Clark spins. I think the track is getting wet. I'm starting to see damp spots show up on the track. I think Clark should have pitted.
It's definitely affecting Junior right now because Labib is all over the back of him. For P5, gap at the start of the lap was only around like 1.1 seconds, but now it is 2/10. So, actually that's an Alpine.
The track is definitely wet now. It is. It looks really slippery. As I say that, Junior.
He's out of the race. This will be a perfect time for whoever did not pit because it is a full safety car.
Now.
And.
Yeah, I think you're correct right there. Like Arrow's probably punching the air right now, or was punching the air a good thing or bad thing? Either way, he's not happy. He's definitely not. He's lost a lot of positions due to that. I think Labib will actually may even end up in front of him. Let's see.
Quite possibly.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not. But I don't think. Well, it's Ben right now. It's Dr. So Good. He will not get past, will he? No. Arrow has not. Oh.
No, Arrow has.
He has got the race lead. That's weird because I definitely saw that some cars were ahead on track, but oh wait, it was Daft Punk, a lap car, so my mistake. But now it's safety car, it's wet now, so everyone has to slow down a bit more than they had, and it looks like this McLaren is kind of slowing down the pack. Interesting tactics, but I doubt they're intentional.
Yeah. Well, Clark's right now. He did end up spinning. I don't think he got any damage, but he's coming into pits right now. Kind of a difficult race for him so far. Started P2. Now sitting in P12, but now we get to see a different kind of skill set come out of these drivers. Wet conditions is a whole different ball game when it comes to driving around in these cars. So I think we might see maybe some rain specialists come out and maybe make some positions here.
Yeah, I'm wondering with the amount of rain that's happening right now if we end up going to full wets, but right now it's looking unlikely because the inners can still just wipe up a dry line right away from the circuit. You can see it if you're spectating someone. and it's just clearing up right now, but rain's still falling, so interesting. It looks like we do have a few lap cars getting in the way of the top 5 at least, but I think maybe it's just the one.
I think it's just Daft Punk right now ahead of Christian Cummins. I don't know. Does this game allow lap cars to go ahead? I don't remember.
Well, this game is no Michael Massey,
That's
so
true.
unfortunately they don't. Yeah, I've never been that before. Just saying, I've never had to experience that, but I don't think the game does. It doesn't let the cars overtake, so just another lap of pain for Daft Punk.
Yeah, so Arrow's gonna have that good bit of buffer then to try to pull away a little bit, but yeah, Daft Punk's gonna get immediate blue flags. He's just gonna have to like basically slow down on the side of the track, let everyone by. But yeah, that's unfortunate for him.
Definitely a disadvantage for everyone behind Ariel right now because they're at least a second behind or something like that. But yeah, it's just a safety car. There's not much that we can say unless we look back a little bit. Adele making some questionable maneuvers, I could say.
I was wondering that too a little.
Going around the outside into De La Roggia, something I would not do,
So
especially if you're under safety car.
Regraph is in the pits. He's going
Wet
on
tire.
full wets. Wow. I don't
mean-
think it's raining that hard.
I mean, I'm on board with Gibbs right now, and the surface definitely doesn't look anything to worry about that much. We'll just have to see when the safety car comes in and we can finally have some fun again, but
Yeah,
Rain,
maybe
rain.
they know a bit more data wise. Like maybe say that they saw a little bit of the extra raindrops come in their weather forecast for heavy rain. But yeah, right now it looks like it's still intermediate conditions. I'm not seeing any big puddles, which are pretty big indicators that it's full wet tires, but yeah, maybe it's honestly when you're sitting in P17 like Regraph is, it's worth the shot. It's gonna be pretty difficult to overtake when it's wet anyway. It's worth to see if you can take that gamble. But he's really far
Look-
behind.
oh, we have 2 drivers going
Oh,
into
a
pits,
lot of people
Arrow
are-
and
yeah, wait.
Labib. Wait a minute. Are we having some wet tire shenanigans here, or maybe just
I guess so. Yeah, it looks like Arrow's pitting onto the wet, so I guess the track is a lot worse than we expect it to be, and I think the weather might be getting worse.
At least when I'm spectating someone, it looks like it's even drying up when the inters come around. But I don't know. For I know something we don't. They've had strategy blunders in the past, but this is clearly not one of them. Since Aero, Mac Verstappen, even the Alpine, very good strategy team over there. They're on the wet, so we'll just see how big of an advantage this will be, or maybe
Yeah.
it will get a bit more wet.
It's really. I'm just questioning the move, I guess, because he's lost 10 positions making that decision. And there's only like 13 more laps left. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The track does not look as wet for wets. Oh, like you can see Arrow drifting through Lesmo 1. I think this might have been the wrong call, as there's
Two
some
cars
sort
just
of
gone around.
some sort of a traffic jam happening.
Yeah,
A lot of wing
average
damage, a lot of carbon fiber spraying everywhere. Wonder what's happening.
doesn't matter because safety car is in this lap. I can finally have some fun again, but the queue is absolutely separated. It's very very questionable what's
Ye-
happening right now.
Yeah, Ben is 10 seconds behind Adowd.
Yeah, that's the most Haas thing I've ever seen.
So we have an AlphaTauri versus a Red Bull. Do you think we'll see them race, or some team order is gonna happen? Are they gonna work together? I don't know. Adowd taking a wide line. He's gonna try to line up. Oh wait. Whoa. Dr. So Good goes in, or Christian Cummins goes in for wet tires too, but he's gonna lose all of his positions.
Oh, look at the Williams of Febvre. He's
Yeah.
so quick. He's gained like 4 positions. What's going on here? There's like 5 wide in the
And
background.
he missed turn 1.
This is just classical Monza madness, isn't it?
Yeah, and he gets a 10-second time penalty for that. For not giving up as much time. I mean, wow, what a race. And Arrow's already up to 5th place.
Wild. It has to be full wets. Can't. Oh, there's an incident.
Oh!
Oh, 2 cars out. It's
Siggy's
definitely
gone.
out of session, and
And this is going to be probably another... No safety car?
no, he's so far off the track, so it doesn't matter. I guess you could say, but what a crazy moment we just saw. Siggy is definitely
just in the background. He, like, absolutely just didn't make the corner. What is going
No.
on? And I just saw a McLaren or Daft
There's
Punk.
another, yeah, it's Daft Punk. He's out of the race. It's another safety car.
Oh my
I'm having
goodness. Oh, and
Belgium's-
the other McLaren spins out.
What is going on here? Belgium season 4? What's happening? Like,
It's absolute
Very-
carnage. I have no idea what's happening. I guess it's full wet tires. Interesting.
yeah, this race is sponsored by NordVPN, by the way. And I'm looking at penalties right now. It's BB and Ben with 10 seconds. They're in the top 3, but with the safety car coming out and like all the grid punched up, they are definitely in last place with the penalties right now. Looks like Bieber actually just dropped away from the lead because he's boxing and he's going to the wet tires. And never mind, he's actually just been kicked out of the pit lane. He was decided that he is too smelly for the pit lane, so
Oh.
it is what it is. I'm actually not sure what that could have been. It looks like he was. No, never mind. He's back in the pit lane. He's exiting it now.
Yeah, he's on the wet tires now.
Maybe some desync issues on my end. So
So Dow and Ben, they're sticking to their guts. They're staying on the intermediate tires. Pretty much everyone else is on wets except for Big L Bro and Clark's. But yeah, Siggy and Daft Punk, they couldn't make the corner. They just absolutely understeered out of the track.
yeah, I can't even remember what happened. It was just I know that there was a McLaren and there was a Siggy. They just made contact. It actually looked like, either Siggy turned into Daft Punk or Daft Punk had a little bit of a moment, but they definitely made contact, and Siggy definitely took the short end of the stick there, but Daft Punk suffered a bit later. So, what a confusing race we've had. There better not be any safety cars after this, or it might be crowned one of the worst races in Zoom Racing League, something I hold the title for, so.
I mean, it's definitely very entertaining to watch. This is very interesting. I'm honestly the most surprised that the track is that bad out there. It does not look like it's wet tires. It still looks like it's intermediate now. Even now that I'm looking on board, it still looks like it's intermediate tires.
Yeah, very interesting. So maybe Adele has actually just made the good strategy call, and maybe it gets a bit lighter from here, but I know it's pouring down right now. So I think we'll just have to wait another lap just for all the cars to bunch up, and then we can have some fun again. Hopefully hopefully no crashes, but
Yeah, I mean, so Florida, who had a pretty big incident at the beginning of the race, or dropped a lot of positions, he's now running in 7th place, so good recovery from him. Labib in 4th place, also pretty good recovery. Rigraff in 8th place also. So yeah, everyone's making good moves, especially with this whole safety car shenanigans with the reins. And yeah, let's go ahead and see Pens.
yeah, is it? It's so confusing.
Oh wow, Pens wise, yeah, Ben has 10 seconds of penalties. That's a lot of positions, as of right now, of course. It's Florida with 3 seconds, Bebry with 10 seconds. Of course, we saw that happen as he missed turn 1, and had to cut turn 1 and 2. Buffalo Trace with 5, and then the McLaren of Clarix with 13 seconds, who started P2. It's a really rough race for him. Kind of all slipped out of his hands there.
Yeah, I'm still confused how the Ferraris made so many positions back. Both of them had the huge incident at both, the Parabolica and Lesmo too. But it doesn't matter because P4, P8, no penalties. That's huge for them. That's like 2 positions right there, at
Yeah.
least. So safety car in this lap, we will have some fun, finally, because safety cars are just boring for everyone. But Adele will not be bored at this restart because arguably he's on the worst tire. So
Yeah. And one thing I was just noticing, Big Ilbro, of course, DNF'd in qualifying, started P20, and he's sitting in P5 right now. Maybe even could challenge the podium here.
yeah, this most normal day in Mercedes, have one car DNF tragically and have one in the top 5, but it's racing, and it looks like Adele went very early.
What happened?
Whoa.
Labib jumped both of them.
Labib into the lead. Never mind.
No,
he's
no, he
back.
had to give him back. And he's going to lose a lot of places because of this.
Oh yeah, he's back into P6. Oh well. No chaos yet, but I haven't looked far enough. Looks okay.
Big Ilbro drops 2 positions. I think that's just no contact or anything. I think it's just took a bad line.
Yeah, we
Rigraph
saw
up into 7th place.
Curva Grande was actually a big incident place, but it looks like so far no yellow, so looking okay. Oh, there's a yellow right there. I think it was actually in the front of the pack. It might have been someone just spinning momentarily, but very interesting because it's cleared up right away.
Yeah,
and
there's a big
Labib into the lead.
Yeah, there's a big tussle happening right now, and for the top 3 positions, Labib is into the lead.
Wow, the smile on my face you wouldn't be able to imagine. Labib, everyone's favorite driver. Everyone's a Labib fan. Everyone's a Ferrari fan. And just absolutely crazy how he's gotten into the lead from what was like P18 at the first safety car.
But he's under pressure from Arrow.
Chase down.
Under pressure from Arrow. Arrow looks like he wants to go around the outside through Parabolica. He's going to get ahead. Labib is not going to give it up so easily. He's going to take the inside line, the actual racing line. He's going to get a better exit, I think. Nope, never mind. Arrow gets a much better exit.
Oh, this is closing. Here he comes. That's going to be easily a pass before the turn 1 even comes, so. Alright, it looks like, well, I was on board with Labib, and he actually gave Arrow a bit of a push going into Parabolica, so that can explain the little cut back underneath. But Rigraph up into P5, it just going through Ben, and Ben actually might have made an error because he's getting overtaken by everyone.
Yeah, and I was talking about Big Ilbro about all the positions he made up, but it looks like he got damaged, and he's in the pits now, back into P15. Oh, as we see a spin from Adao, and he loses a lot of places.
Don't think any damage, but now that I look a bit harder, the rain is just absolutely pouring down. It's
now
full
it is. Now it's full wet as as Hokage Roldy got really loose. He keeps out of the wall. There's a bit of contact.
He's into the wall now.
He's into now he's definitely got to make a run to the pits.
Yeah, I mean it was looking okay. He was getting slapped around even so. He was losing.
Oh, Labib's out.
Oh, Labib. No.
I think they. Oh no! I think Labib and Arrow were side by side because I saw him go ahead, and then it was Labib's out of the race.
I was looking so much forward to
so
that
much
interview.
so much commentators curse going on in this race.
I wanted to interview him so bad.
Oh.
I mean, not like he would have showed up anyway, but.
No, he'll turn on text to speech, but.
Somehow the 2 Red Bulls have gone into the position.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Arrow, is this a full safety car or virtual?
The full safety car yet again. So, lights out and away we sleep.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Red Bull right now actually, this is the way to close that combined constructors that I was talking about. They kind of needed this. They were sitting P2, P3. Rigraph made his way back to P4, and of course. Christian Cummins right now has penalties. Let's take a look at penalties again, because I forgot who has what. So Christian Cummins has 5-second penalty. Buffalo Trace with another 5. Florida with 3 seconds. Ben with 5. Clark's with 13. Big Ilbro with 5, and Bebry with 15. And wow, that was Yeah, sad for
Yeah.
Labib.
The Ferrari disappointment has already started, and Verstappen hasn't even won yet. So
Yeah,
interesting. But you
foreshadowing
know,
of the weekend to come
yeah,
here.
I think Rick Raff could honestly maybe do something here because Carhat has a penalty, and Mac Verstappen, he's a cool guy, but honestly, P2, I'm not sure if he's got that off of merit or it just based off everyone spinning. But I want Mac Verstappen to do well.
Yeah, so
So
we just got word from Supreme Leader Duncan that the 5 second penalty that Christian Cummins has is gonna get cleared. So his
mm,
position that he's in right now is what he'll probably get when the stewards take a look at it.
yeah, the real question is though, is Duncan ready to have his driver get done again by Rick Raff?
By
So
Rick Raff, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Max Verstappen, I'm pretty sure he's the youngest driver in this grid. Um, I don't know if he's. I think he has gotten a podium. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the standings, but um,
yeah,
he's got a good race so far. I think he's moved up 8 positions from the start of the race. He's dodged a lot of the carnage that has been happening throughout the race, and yeah, he's sitting in P2. I don't know if he's quite as fast as Arrow. Arrow's been pretty quick. Um, well, yeah, we'll see. Maybe he likes these conditions more than Arrow.
yeah. Freddie Razzle came in before the stream started and said that Arrow would be a quick driver. So obviously, I thought Arrow would be doing poorly, but
Uh,
no, P1.
I was also expecting some questionable engineering decisions coming from Aston Martin too, since Raz is also engineering for them. But yeah, so far made all the right calls. Maintained the lead of the race.
Yeah, just a lot of penalties though. 13 seconds, 15 seconds, bunch of 5 seconds there.
Yeah.
One to be removed, but man, can you? I wish. Well, obviously they're trying their best, but sometimes, like when you're a driver in the front of the pack, during a safety car, you're just waiting and waiting for those
Yeah, it
rear
kind of
cars
breaks up
to
that
catch
rhythm
up.
that you kind of build throughout the race, and then a safety car comes out, and then it's like, oh, kind of jumbles you up a bit, especially in these
Okay,
conditions.
I predict that the safety car comes in right before Parabolica
Yeah.
because the driver's just coming to to the queue now. So you know, Cody's.
So let's stay on board with the rig graph. Yep.
Yep, in this lap.
In this
Let's
lap.
go.
This was actually kind of early. How nice of the safety car to tell us. But yeah, yet again another safety car restart.
I'm gonna
What?
go on board with Rigraff here.
Yeah. Let's see, everyone's close. It looks like I think Arrow's already started to go. Nope, never mind.
Nope.
He's going slowly. Mac Verstappen is ready. Oh, I think Arrow's launched. Arrow is gone now.
Yep. So
Oh, and
someone
Rigraff
who's not already gone, yeah.
Rigraff overtook him too early.
Yep, that's exactly the mistake everyone's been making so far, overtaking before the racing line starts and the finish line. But oh, huge send from El Padron. He's locking up all the way, and Rigraff has to go off the track. He will maybe get a penalty. Yeah, he does for corner cutting. Good luck, stewards, because I don't think that's deserved. Because now he's dropped many positions, but yeah, big incidents happening in the background. It looks like Ben in the Haas has gone around. Never mind, he's just lost it a little bit. But yeah, arrow from Mac Verstappen, he's held his ground so far, but El Padron into
Ooh.
P3.
Dow sends it down Gibbs. It doesn't really work. Or it did work, but he's gonna get a penalty for that, I'm sure.
Ben is around again, but El Padron is into P3, but he's making some very questionable overtakes right now.
Yeah, El Patron actually had a little bit of wheel spin. I think he's gonna lose to even Rigraff by the end, by towards Ascari. Never mind. I think he's kept it.
It's just that Alpine is so much faster in a straight line. You can just see the difference, honestly. But
Yeah,
yeah,
look how
interesting.
tricky the track, like this car is to drive, especially on a wet track on Monza. When you're trying to run as low downforce as possible and it rains, it's definitely not not a fun track to drive, especially out of the slow corners when you don't have any downforce.
I honestly would have maybe ran a bit of a wet setup if I knew it would have been this treacherous, but you know,
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah, it's the tricky part is like not figuring out how late the rain will come, but it actually came pretty early, like lap 11. Um, that's most of the race would be wet at that point. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so far it's just a bit of a small non-DRS train from pretty much every position, but everyone's kept their ground so far, so hopefully they will be able to make some overtakes and make some interesting stuff happen as El Padron cuts the chicane again, bouncing over the curbs, not doing well for his car at all, but still gain time from it, so I would be looking at that if I was a Sewers. And
I
Christian
think
Cummins
Rickcraft is
and
probably really
Dow are
mad.
making so many contacts. They're still side by side. Dow has to go on the grass.
Rigraph actually had a
Wow.
moment. He's really slow. He's lost both positions, I think.
I think he might continue to lose more. Never
Oh,
mind. Oh, he does definitely now.
yeah, that was like a little bit of a brake check. He kind of backs out. Not a brake check, I would say, but definitely got startled there, and he loses another person to Clark's, who's on like 13 seconds of penalties right now. But he's in seventh place, but he's definitely dropping all the way to the back.
I think we definitely have to look at this battle between Adele and Christian Cummins. They have been wheel to wheel since. Well, actually, Christian Cummins gets a bit wide and a bit oversteer, and Adele is going to make the move stick. And Clark's is actually looking in the background, see if he can make anything happen. But I don't know, these cuts are getting lighter. I've just
Ooh,
noticed
they're
the
touching.
wheels.
Yeah, and Clark's is trying to sneak in on the outside.
They still make contact.
Oh,
Ooh, there's more contact. What is going on with these two? I mean, I can't. I honestly think it's intentional at this point because they were still banging in the Lesmos last lap. So, just some foolish driving possibly. And Rigraff has actually made up some positions now.
yeah.
He's going to make it past Clark's maybe.
Oh,
But
Clark slows
Christian
him up.
Clemens comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, Clark actually slows him up a bit. Rigraff had to get off the throttle, and that allowed Christian Cummins to take that inside line and sneak right past both of them. Some very,
Yeah.
very interesting battles happening right now.
And arriving on the scene as he should is Gibbs in the other AlphaTauri. His teammate has actually dropped down many positions now. Maybe just one too many battles, but um, yeah, still Rigraff is trying to get Christian Cummins into the straight. He can't do it yet. But then again, it's another penalty for El Padron and Clark, so they are both on 13 seconds now, so they will fall together and fall on has Rigraff because he's spun Ascari,
Oh no.
and that is quite possibly the end of Ferrari's points here. So
Yeah, as Arrow still in the lead, but Condor the Fox looks like he's gonna try to get this P2 to give Aston Martin a 1-2 finish here. In terms of battery, Condor the Fox is much better. Mac Verstappen keeping that inside line.
great defensive driving from Mac Verstappen.
Yeah.
Look
Ooh.
how he blocks. Ooh, yeah, I mean contact, of course, but
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, he was ahead going into the corner. But yeah, Mac Verstappen staying ahead. Condor loses a bit of time. He's got to gain all that back through through sector 2. I mean, in terms of pace, I think Condor is a little faster than Mac Verstappen right now. But overtaking is a whole nother thing you have to do once you catch up to them. It's really difficult in these full wet tires and wet weather conditions. Meanwhile, Arrow's comfortable in the lead, 5.4 seconds ahead.
I was looking at a little scrap. It was El Padron and Clark. Clark's making a pass through Delaroche. So actually, El Padron almost cut the chicane again. He did actually not make it through the corner. He just had to go across the curbs, but he lost position, so no advantage gain, I would say. But the dynamic duo, Adele and Christian Cummins, they're so close together now. Adele with a better run than Christian Cummins. Will we see some wheel banging? Never know. Here they come though. Through Parabolica, will we see any respect going on? Adele into the grass.
Oh!
Oh! Adele's into the wall, but he's managed to keep it going. Gibbs just takes a better line and gets past, and maybe he will have some vengeance on account of Adele to take on Christian Cummins. But right now, Gibbs can actually be P4 with the amount of penalties we have, but Condor the Fox is actually fighting with Mac Verstappen for P2. So Mac Verstappen is still keeping it going, and Connor the Fox has just got back out, but great defensive driving from
Yeah,
Mac Verstappen.
honestly, this is probably the cleanest battle that's happening right now and across this entire race. But yeah, what is happening? Pretty much from like fourth place to ninth place. There's some very questionable racecraft going on.
I'm not sure if Christian is just mad at Adele or what, because these two have just not had any respect for each other since like lap 21. But Christian goes a bit wide, so Adele might have to pounce on Christian right now. He
Yeah.
doesn't, but they're so close to the straight now. I just can't.
And Condor right now is really close to Mac Verstappen. He's not going to be able to go for an overtake into Ascari. Let's look at Gibbs. Gibbs is also really close to Christian Cummins. Also not going to be able to go for a move. Yeah, let's just go back to Condor. Look, he's really close. I think he might be. Oh no, I thought he was going to go for a move down in Parabolica, but he's going to try to prioritize the exit coming out. I think he might get a good. He gets a really good exit coming out of Parabolica. Oh, but they're equal on speed.
Neck and neck.
But Condor has the inside line, which has been proved to be the better line to take. Really tight racing, but pretty clean. Clark's is trying to join in on this battle.
And Clark's will go around the outside, and Mac Verstappen is still defending. But yeah, great racecraft from the two of them. And now Clark's with the 13 seconds of penalties will be looking for a P2 on-track finish. But Condor has dropped 2 positions, and they make contact.
Oh,
and that just barely Clark's going around, but he makes it straight on the track.
no.
Mac Verstappen also had a bit of a spin, but down to you.
I'm pretty sure Condor is really mad right now. Is wondering why the McLaren is messing up his chance for P2 when he has 13 seconds of penalties. He's gonna drop a lot of positions in the end. But yeah, Condor's gonna be pretty teed about that.
Yeah, I didn't see this, but I guess we are in the final lap, so that just means that we have to go to the leader.
Yeah, and he's well ahead, 10 seconds up the road. He's right now rounding the final corner. Yeah, I think he's drove a really dominant race today.
Arrow across the line now. P1 in the Italian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen. It was so close though. Look at how close it is.
Snap. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a 3-way finish here. And Max Verstappen stays P2 by 44 hundredths or thousandths of a second.
Yeah, I mean, Clark's just absolutely flew past him, but 13 seconds of penalties drops him down to P9, so unlucky. And the finishing order, Arrow in the Aston Martin with his team in P3, and Max Verstappen in P2. Yeah, that's at least a podium, but
yeah, well,
interesting.
What a race, huh? Definitely something here.
Boring at times, very interesting at the last part, and some wheel banging between Cummins and Adele, but yeah, that's the end of the race, and Arrow is on top. He's driven a very good race the entire time, and yeah, great job.
Yeah, so let's see who got fastest lap of the race. It looks like Rigraff has it, but he's down in 13th place, so he won't be able to pick up that first point. But this is going to be a huge hit for Ferrari and Rigraff and Labib in terms of the standings, and a great result for Aston Martin. I mean, there's a lot of points coming from a P1, P3 finish. And then, of course, I have no idea what the stewards are going to be doing, whatever happened in the back. They're going to be absolutely slumped this weekend doing all these penalties. But yeah, let's try to see. Let's get the drivers in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and ping them.
Man, I'm so disappointed that Labib lost it.
Yeah, as a Ferrari driver, I'm sad too.
As a Ferrari fan, I'm always sad, but you know, this is just hitting on another level. It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's Monza. I kind of expected it to be some sort of unluckiness for Ferrari, but I think honestly, it was just mistakes that came from Ferrari side. and then the rain also just threw the most like uncertainty ever to all these drivers. And this is probably, I think this is one of the trickiest tracks to drive on wet conditions, especially because the dry setup is so different.
Yeah, very true. But all right, let's get some drivers into the interview
Yeah, so
room.
let's get Condor,
Condor.
in P3. Hello Condor. Great P3 finish. How's the race?
That was the most hectic race I have ever been a part of.
I think we saw that especially towards the end when the McLaren of Clark's also joined the battle between you and Mac. Um, I just want to know what kind of emotions were running at that point, because I thought you would be, I think you would be pretty mad.
I mean, I was mad at first when he joined into that, but then I saw his penalties and I'm like, all right, if I just stay super close, maybe get it on the last turn. I was close to getting Mac, so close.
Oh yeah, 44 thousandths of a second. But I mean, good result for Aston Martin, P1, P3. Of course, some penalties, across the races might change that too. I don't think Mac or you or Arrow have run into anything. So I think the top three positions will probably stay the way it is. But yeah, huge result for Aston Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a couple of instances where I got hit or was in some contact, um, especially with Daft. That took my wing out, so that was definitely difficult to deal with.
Right.
So, but trying to do anything on my part not to make any contact, I tried that the whole race. So,
Right. Nathan, you got anything?
I mean, so yeah, Daft and Rigraff and everyone were kind of spinning in that parabolica. Was it just loss of traction, or was there some contact?
I mean, traction was okay. Um, up my front wing when I went in for the inters. Um, just have to be like super easy on the gas. So, but yes, there was some contact definitely. In parabolica at anywhere in the race. That's just a really tough corner to handle in the rain. So
All right.
Yeah, well, great job on the P3. Good points for the constructors with your teammate winning, so good job.
yeah, absolutely. Arrow did a fantastic job. Thank goodness he's back from his holidays. So
Right. Hopefully, we get to see more of these finishings going down the line this season. But yeah, great job, Condor. We hope to see you again.
yep, appreciate it, guys.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring in our P2 finisher, Mac Verstappen. Mac or Juge Russell. At least that's how I know you by before. But what a race! P2. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just a great finish. Arrow was very fast, so I couldn't catch up to him. Usually just a defending job.
Right. Were you scared towards that final corner when Condor was closing in on you, but you just stayed ahead just by 44 thousandths?
Yeah, that was. Whew, man, I got right there, and I thought that was the end.
Right. Nathan, you got anything?
I mean, I just have to say, great defensive driving from you. You've improved a lot as a driver since I've last raced against you, and it looks like, we can see some good performances in the future from you. But yeah, just great job today.
The win is next. The win is next.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you win a race, then you will take the youngest Zoom Racing League winner title away from me. So, maybe I won't say anything about how I feel about that. But yeah, just again, great job.
We've got some races. They've got some tracks I'm pretty good at coming up, so
That's good.
a bit more of luck, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so I guess I have one thing. It's like, do you feel more comfortable in the wet conditions, or do you think that it was just like you just adapted to this track a little better than everyone else?
Oh, definitely. I was not comfortable there. I was, like, you saw how much I was losing to Arrow. I had no confidence really,
Right.
but I just sort of defended, and it worked out.
True. Alrighty. Well, congratulations on P2. pretty solid points for Red Bull, especially in Division 4, where I think they were lacking a little bit in the beginning in combined constructors. I think this makes a little harder for myself, along with my Ferrari drivers, to try to close that gap. But yeah, very, very good finish. We hope to see you coming up in the next D4 races.
Yep.
All right.
See you guys.
See you.
See you.
All right, we'll go ahead and bring in Arrow, our French winner here today. Arrow, congratulations on a pretty dominant victory at Monza. How are you feeling?
I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I'm French, so it's in
Right.
Europe. It's 4 a.m. right now.
Oh yeah, you
I-
definitely need your sleep.
Yeah, I'm leaving in 3 hours. I have a train in 4 hours, so I try to sleep. I don't know if I can sleep after this one because I felt guilty of Spa. I was at the maybe 3 laps before the end. I spun because of my feet shaking because of how tired I was.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
it's great. I didn't do that. Just had a little. My rear end was a bit sleepy, but because I was looking, I wanted to do a 1-2 with Condor because he made every race. I think he did everything good. He always tried to do his best, and he wasn't lucky. At Spa, it was because of me. I spun him at the first turn. At Miami, same. He had a spin in the first turn, not because of him. And having a 1-2 with him would have been great. So the last 2 laps, I was not looking at my screen. I was only looking at the minimap to know if he was catching him or not. But fortunately, he didn't made it. But it's good. We are both on podium. Ferrari didn't score points, so
Yeah,
we can get back in championship.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. I mean huge losses for Ferrari. Labib not even scoring 0 points. Of course, Rigraff also doesn't score that many points. I think he ended up P15 in the end. But yeah, P1, P3, huge points for constructors championship. Nathan, you got anything to add to that?
No, just great job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Everyone's in the chat saying like French drivers win at Italy, like Pierre Gasly. So, yeah,
When I
great.
cross the line.
Yeah, great performance. I mean, like, yeah, you pulled out a 10-second lead from everyone else, so especially in the wet weather.
Yeah, I could have done better if there was no safety car, but
Oh yeah, the safety cars were
Yeah,
they were
I don't
annoying
know,
to
I
they were
don't know.
annoying to us as commentators. So they're probably really annoying to you guys as drivers.
I don't know if you were on my POV at the start, but it was amazing too.
Yeah,
I started P4 and ended up P1 at the out of turn 2, I think. Yeah.
yeah. I
was
was
great.
remembering because I remember you pitted, and I was wondering because you lost 10 positions, but a lot of people pitted right after that. So I think you were at like P5, and
Yeah.
I saw that you were already back up to P2, P1. But
You
yeah.
mean pitting for Inters and then what?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was great calls. It's thanks to Joel and Freddy.
right.
They
Yeah.
made great calls and great teamwork.
Yeah, of course, good engineers go a long way here, especially in the conditions that were out there today. I was like staring at the track, and I did not think it was wet tires, but then I saw everyone go on wet tires, and it was a faster tire, and that was a good call. That was a good call from your engineering team. But yeah, congratulations on the win. Hope to see you here in the future races. I think you're closing that gap on Ferrari, so yeah, keep it going.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya. Alrighty, so that concludes round 7 at the Temple of Speed here at Monza, Division 4 racing. Tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to watch Division 3 racing, and 10 p.m. Eastern Time to watch Division 2. And of course, our flagship race on Sunday at I think 10 p.m. For Division 1 racing. But I am Spoonini here with Nathan, and signing off. Have a good night, everyone, and we hope to see you in our next races.